Wait, hold up. Did we just enter the NBA multiverse? Because the trade proposal that's making rounds right now sounds like something straight out of a basketball fever dream. And honestly, it's got everyone talking for good reason. Dan Angel from Sports Illustrated just dropped a bombshell scenario that has LeBron James and Bronny heading to the Golden State Warriors in exchange for Jimmy Butler and a 2028 first-round pick. Yeah, you read that right. The King potentially teaming up with Steph Curry while his son gets to learn from one of the greatest organizations in recent NBA history. But before we get caught up in the star power and storylines, let's break down what's really happening here and why this might actually make more sense than your initial reaction suggests. From the Lakers' perspective, this isn't just about basketball. It's about business, timing, and the harsh realities of championship windows. LeBron's contract expires after the 2025-26 season, and the front office is staring down some serious financial decisions. Do they commit to another massive contract for a player who'll be 42 by the time it ends? Or do they pivot toward building around Luka Doncic in the future? The financial mathematics here are brutal but logical. LeBron's contract represents a massive commitment, and while he's still performing at an elite level, Father Time remains undefeated. The Lakers seem to be weighing whether it's smarter to maximize value now rather than risk losing him for nothing or being locked into an aging superstar contract that could handcuff their flexibility. That's where Jimmy Butler enters the equation. And this is where things get really interesting. Butler isn't just a consolation prize. He's a proven playoff performer who brings exactly the kind of two-way excellence that championship teams require. At 36, he's obviously not the long-term answer, but he could keep the Lakers competitive while they transition into their post-LeBron era. Think about what Butler brings to this Lakers roster. Elite defense, clutch gene leadership, and the kind of playoff experience that you can't teach. He's the type of player who makes everyone around him better. And for a team trying to maximize Luka's prime years, that veteran presence could be invaluable. The 2028 first-round pick sweetens the deal significantly. That's future capital the Lakers can use to either add talent around their core or package with other assets for another star-level player. In a league where draft picks have become currency, that additional asset gives LA flexibility they wouldn't otherwise have. But here's where this gets absolutely wild. Imagine LeBron James and Steph Curry on the same team. We're talking about two of the greatest players of this generation, two guys who've defined basketball for the past decade, finally joining forces. The basketball purist in me is practically salivating at the offensive possibilities. From Golden State's perspective, this move extends their championship window in ways that seemed impossible just months ago. Curry's still playing at an MVP level. Draymond brings that defensive anchor and basketball IQ. And now you add arguably the most complete player in NBA history? That's a big three that could compete with anyone in the league. The Bronny element adds another layer of intrigue. He gets to develop in one of the best organizations in basketball, learning from championship-caliber veterans while potentially carving out his own role. For the Warriors, that's a long-term asset that comes with the package of getting LeBron. But let's pump the brakes for a second and talk about the elephant in the room. Would this actually work on the court? LeBron and Curry have different playing styles, different rhythms, and different ways they like to control games. The beauty is in their basketball IQ and adaptability. Both players have shown throughout their careers that they can adjust their games for the greater good. The defensive side is where things get more complicated. The Warriors will be betting on LeBron's basketball IQ and playoff experience to overcome some of the defensive limitations that come with age. It's a calculated risk, but one that could pay massive dividends if the offensive firepower overwhelms opponents. From a pure entertainment standpoint, this trade would be absolutely electric. The media coverage, the storylines, the playoff implications. It would dominate sports conversation for months. LeBron in a Warriors uniform, playing alongside Curry, with Bronny potentially getting meaningful minutes? That's the kind of narrative that transcends basketball. But here's the reality check. Trades as massive rarely happen. The salary cap implications alone are mind-boggling, and both organizations would need to be absolutely certain this improves their championship odds. The Lakers would be betting that Butler plus future flexibility trumps keeping LeBron. The Warriors will be betting that adding LeBron extends their window more than it disrupts their chemistry. The timing aspect is crucial too. if this happened, it would need to be soon enough for both teams to integrate their new pieces and build chemistry before the playoffs. That's a massive undertaking for both coaching staffs. There's also the question of whether Jimmy Butler is truly available. The Miami Heat have built their entire identity around his two-way excellence, and trading him would represent a significant philosophical shift for Pat Riley and that organization. The wild card in all of this is how LeBron himself would feel about the move. He chose Los Angeles for specific reasons: the market, the legacy, the ability to build something special. Would he embrace the chance to team up with Curry and potentially add another championship to his resume? Or would he prefer to finish his career where he's already established roots? What makes this scenario particularly fascinating is how it addresses multiple team needs simultaneously. The Lakers get defensive excellence and future assets. The Warriors get offensive firepower and extended championship relevance. Both teams get to reset their trajectories in meaningful ways. Do you think this trade actually makes sense for both sides? Would LeBron and Curry work together, or would it be too many cooks in the kitchen? And Lakers fans, would you be okay with trading the King for Jimmy Butler and a future pick? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this wild trade scenario has your head spinning as much as mine, hit that like button and let's keep this conversation rolling.